5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. We are here after the Green Bay Packers improved to 9-3-1 and took over sole possession of first place in the NFC North. Boy, they pushed that one to the limit to beat the Bears. That was one of the better games I've covered in a while.
Again, I think the offense bailed the defense out, let's be honest, because it's a tale of two halves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the atmosphere was amazing. Matt LaFleur, I thought, did his best coaching job in a long time with an opponent that has some differences, I would say. Because he can't say he took this game personal, so I have to say it for him. Mm-hmm. But this is a game you definitely took personal based on what Ben Johnson said. And, the thing about Ben Johnson, I think people like that in Chicago because in years past they wouldn't have a team that had so much confidence and arrogance. Yeah. It's just kind of, we always get beat by the Packers, although he's 12-1 against those guys now. But going into this particular game, I really wanted them to separate themselves. And they could have did that, Tom, because coming out of the Bo Melton touchdown to me was significant because you could have, coming out the second half, you could have just poured it on and you'd have been right where you wanted, forced them to throw the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But the 3 and out, that's when it started to kind of change a little bit.
That was my lone complaint or criticism of LaFleur's play calling because I thought, they've had that lead. They got Josh Jacobs. He's starting to heat up a little bit, and they come out throwing, right away. And I don't think they gave themselves a very good chance on that series.
Yeah, and I look at it, I wouldn't disagree, but I'm going to disagree slightly.
Okay.
Because if he runs it 3 times and punt, I know, he's sitting on the lead. Mm-hmm. So he throws it, it doesn't work. He's sitting on the lead. So I get it. But to your point, I want people, if they can, watch Josh Jacobs' 21-yard run.
Yeah, that was something.
Before his touchdown. And if you freeze frame it with the ability to show what I know he can do, his four guys got him dead to rights. He put his foot in the ground. That was one of the best runs I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. Because it was a guy determined to just carry his team. And he had 21 carries. So I appreciate Matt doing the run, but I wish he would have got 28 carries.
Yeah.
But that play made me say they're not losing this game. Somewhere they're going to find something, and that's the heart of it. And his 1 or 2 yard touchdown run, well, he just got in there. But I thought Emmanuel Wilson, before that, slipped. He possibly could have scored.
Right.
Yeah, with
get
his
the right
speed,
cleats on. Get the right cleats on.
Just
Clay.
keep going to the pylon. But again, watching it develop, you saw something happen in the second half with Chicago. And the Packers got to figure that part out. That's why X's and O's, the pictures that you picked out were amazing. So I'll give you 5 stars on Yelp for that. Because it shows, because I think that's what the readers and our subscribers want to know. How were they able to run the ball so effectively? So stay tuned for X and O.
So 2 things I think we can point to. Well, first of all, before we go to that, I think the difference in the game was the Packers kept scoring touchdowns and didn't settle for field goals.
That's a fact.
So as long as they're scoring touchdowns, that's pretty good.
Yes.
Okay. And they held the Bears to a field goal on one of those, and that winds up being a big part of the difference in the game.
Yes. You're correct.
Second half, I thought Ben Johnson stopped worrying about passing the ball and getting Caleb Williams open, and they just pounded it. And it's pretty clear the Packers are really transitioning without Devontae Wyatt.
Oh, yeah.
They really...
They get a lot younger. They're already the youngest team in the league. But now you get even younger on that line. I mean, it's an athletic line, but down the stretch, the veterans know if I'm in the B gap, I stay in the B gap. I can't get pushed to the C gap.
Right.
Because that blocks the vision of my linebackers, and it also gives them that cutback. So you remember we played Denver, which they're going to play next week. Mark Slair, who's a great guy. I used to ask him as we got older about that blocking scheme, how they would just, now they used to cut, which you can't do anymore, but how they would push you and take you where you want to go, and Terrell Davis would cut off of that.
Sure.
That's what Malungai and Swift, they were getting 4 and 5 yards a clip. And you got to figure that part out, because King Henry is going to do that. And Denver's going to do that.
Yeah. And
everybody, the next, 2 runners you're going to get, they're going to put in this scheme to kind of get you on a run.
They're going to test you. I mean, they're going to say, can your interior hold up to our interior?
Yes.
You got Denver, you're going up against, Quinn Miners, that monstrous right guard, and they're going to run behind him in their center. I do, wonder whether they can get anything out of a kid they picked up from Seattle, who's 6'4", 360 pounds, Quentin Bohanna. The Seahawks cut him so that they could activate Jaron Reed. And the Packers picked him up on waivers. He's a massive human being, and if they can get anything out of that, you were talking about how Gilbert Brown made a big difference for you guys in the middle.
Yes.
I don't know. Sometimes a big guy really helps, sometimes not. Chicago had Andrew Billings. That's 77.
Yes.
He was hard to move. Guys couldn't move him.
That's right.
So I don't know what you think about that.
I think it's a good look and change, especially if you're going to play a 4-3 defense. If you're going to play a 3-4 changeup, it doesn't matter. But when you're playing a 4-3 with the 4-down lineman, where the center is uncovered, it's easier if you don't have a guy in that 3 technique or either 5 technique. If they're getting no penetration, no push, they're going to get 5-6 yards a clip all the time. But if he gets the double and can't move to the linebacker, then your middle linebacker going to make a lot of big plays.
Yeah.
So that's what they're thinking is if we can get a guy who can control the double team in the gap, then 56 and 7 free to roam.
Yeah.
And that's what Wyatt gave them. It was just amazing.
What was so valuable with Wyatt was, okay, you double team him. If that second guy goes out to the linebacker, then he's going to beat you inside.
Yes.
He's going to. You can't give up that double team.
Yes.
Because if you do, he's going to beat that other guy, and that made him really valuable.
Yeah, because I think the formula would be to stop the run and make them pass. That's when the Packers can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, they really.
Caleb was running all over the place, and they was getting him off his spot. He seemed to be getting frustrated at times, and Romeo Aduzie wasn't available.
Right.
DJ Moore, I don't think he had a target. So they were going to try to get the ball to their first-round pick tight end.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't care if Romo Dunze was there, but I don't know if he can make that catch that Omedi Zacchaeus made in the end zone.
Wasn't that an amazing catch?
Oh, God. I mean, first of all, it was one of the best throws I've ever seen.
No doubt.
I remember Aaron Rodgers had a throw like that. Oh,
yes.
God, it was in Jacksonville or somewhere like that, where he threw a dime like that. But this was maybe even better.
And to be honest with you, it was great coverage.
Yeah, he was right on
I thought my nephew was going to pick that thing off. Sometimes they get paid too.
Yeah.
But that catch that was special. That's got to be the catch of the year.
Yeah. So, you can say what you want about whether they had Odunze or not, but, that guy came up.
Yes.
His receivers, came to play for him.
They worked real hard.
Duvernay made that really nice catch on Xavier McKinney.
Yes.
Another unbelievable throw by Caleb
Yes.
Williams. That's going to be a great matchup for years to come.
Yes,
That guy can
Chicago's a
play.
good team.
Mhm.
They are a good team. And I just think at certain times, the coaches are the smartest people in the room. If I'm getting 4 to 5 yards a clip, I can tell you, quarterback, you may never throw it to a wide out or tight end, because I'm going to just run that ball and try to get the 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 6.
Yeah.
It's like, 2nd and 2 or something like that, because that really frustrates a defense. We want you in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, so we can unleash on you. But if you're running the ball with the weather changing, you're a good offense.
Yeah. So that is obviously the run game is something they'll have to address. The next time they play Chicago, they're going to have to address those bootlegs, how they're going to play that better than they did. I mean, Micah Parsons was the one guy who could get him to throw it away. I think maybe Rashawn Gary got him once or twice to do it too. But when Parsons said, you can't run away from me, he wasn't kidding. That is the one guy who can.
You look at the stat line for him, and you may see something, but if you're at the game and see this guy, and a couple of times they had him roped around the waist, around the torso, the neck, and I'm like, he's getting no calls. And Matt's put it in a tough spot. So if you just blast a ref, that's $100,000.
Yeah.
So, but they should change that, though. They should look at
He's got to be telling them before the game. He's got to be on them the whole time.
God, man, but sometimes the referees, they're watching the game instead of seeing it. Oh, this is a good game. I should not be watching. I should be seeing the game. I
need to text my nephew. Tell him what a good game this is.
This is right in front of you. You got to watch, especially the white hat. You got to watch holding, illegal hits on a quarterback, slow work. But anything back there, that's why they put the judge, the umpire guy, line judge, put him back instead of. Remember, they used to be behind the linebackers.
And he used to have to duck.
You have to duck and move in the way, so they moved him back so we can kind of watch. But it'll all work out.
Yeah, well, I don't know what NFL rules are after watching that play in Baltimore. Whereas they likely caught that touchdown and they called it incomplete. That just baffled me completely.
One catch, I thought, two things. Musgrave's catch I thought was a catch. And then the one that Evan got out, I thought that was a fumble. But they at first called it a catch, and then they reviewed it,
and then they said it was a fumble, and Chicago recovered.
Yeah, I couldn't follow it.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Yes, okay. Well,
it's the same for everybody. Everybody's getting bad calls, so I don't know how to.
Yes.
It's just a shame. Anyway, let's flip to the other side, and Jordan Love is becoming. It looks to me like he's becoming more of the captain of the offense. He's starting to make those calls. We're going to show that on nose. Recognize exactly where to go with the ball, and he's punishing teams for playing man coverage. Holy cow!
See, a lot of it too. When you get Jayden Reed back, they're back to full strength as far as moving. And number 11 really affects a lot, but it really opens up everything for number 9. But back to your point about Jordan, the reason why I'm a big fan of it is it's about demeanors. When you throw an interception, everybody's disappointed. Most quarterbacks, some can't even recover from that. He's the same guy. Back, understands, looks at it, done. I don't want a guy that kind of plays like that bother him and he carries it over to the rest of the game.
Right.
Because he put that away and he made some great throws. And one of them, Jayden Reed coming across and he hit him, which was a great catch. And again, the control. I like that, where he can get to a play, diagnose it, and get to play to the guys. And that's why this may be the best X and O's we've ever done, because it shows exactly that.
Yeah. What I liked about it, if I'm the head coach, what I really like about it is that, one, okay, he threw the interception. He didn't throw another one the rest of the game.
Well, he hadn't thrown one in a month.
Right.
But
then he didn't play scared, though.
No.
He still took his shots down the field.
Yes.
And, they were close. You and I are going to argue over his footwork. But, he still made the plays that were absolutely necessary, and, threw a perfect dime to Watson on the slant, which isn't an easy throw. Favre made it look really easy, but that wasn't like a throw Aaron Rodgers was real good at, but Love put it right there on him.
If you went to the game, you'll agree with me. It was cold. It was windy. He has no sleeves on, which I always had sleeves, America. But it's hard to throw balls in that air, because at any time it can be swirling. He throws these tight spirals, and it's easy for guys to catch. But you got to put it in a spot only your guy can get.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. I see other quarterbacks come in when they play in December. They just can't get adjusted to the atmosphere, how to throw the football.
That's a great point, because I was just thinking about, I was watching the Philadelphia Chargers game, and there was a ball Jalen Hurts had over the middle to A.J. Brown, and you can see it's just wobbling, right? And it goes off of A.J. Brown's hands. Now, he should have caught it, but you're thinking, man, if that's a tight spiral, that's a good point, that he does throw tight spirals all the time.
Yeah, if it's spiral,
you see it wobble.
Stops. But it's a lot of movement on it. It kind of moves a guy will drop it.
Yeah. But anyway, so Denver, I mean, they're on some kind of record pace for sacks. They've slowed down a little bit. What do you see as the biggest threat from their defense?
Their defense is big and strong. They're very athletic. They want to get out to the quarterback. There's nothing hiding about that. Patrick Surtain Jr. is probably the best corner in the league. They just play fundamentally sound. They have a good coach. The thing about it, though, they have areas you can take advantage of. Play action, you can take advantage of it. Stretch plays, you can take advantage of it. Some screens, draws, you can take advantage of it. But if you go there and want to throw it 30 times, they're like, thank you. And they can really get after you. But it's going to be some opportunities for you to do that. But this is where Emmanuel and Josh Jacobs should be featured. And a guy who can have a big game is Musgrave. If they want to get him, in some of these areas, even the checkdowns, just to move the ball. Because on good defenses, what frustrates them more than anything, Tom, a check down passes. It just, because now you got to rally up and make a great tackle. If you miss a tackle, it can be a big play.
Yeah.
But that's a quarterback being patient. So Jordan really has to be patient this week. They'll give you opportunities, and you have to see how they're going to play Watson. But I would definitely wait for my opportunity there.
Yeah. Should be a good game.
Yeah. And Bo Nix, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but it seems like he's a fourth quarter guy. And the head coach, he's been around forever.
Yeah.
And they don't panic when they're losing games. And you have to give them some credit for winning all those games. And they really need this game because they want to keep pace with the Patriots, who are trying to get number one seed.
Absolutely.
So I think it'll be a very competitive game. And that leads me to my prediction. Because if the Packers can really separate themselves, but I had a thing about it. If they can win this game and put on notice going into the Bears game that they're one game in first place, it's a real conversation at the Packers getting home field throughout the playoffs in Lambeau. But that can't happen if you've got, these are the makeup games, the AFC games that are important, but not as important as the NFC games. But the AFC game that you let go, the Cleveland game earlier, this can make up for that.
Right. Absolutely.
And I always used to say 30 points is the key to victory. I'm going to go with 28 points is the key to victory. So I see the Packers winning 28-23.
Okay.
But McManus, in that air, don't kick the ball out of bounds. Please don't kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's going to be like his home field. He played there for 10 years. So.
Yeah, don't kick it out of bounds. We're going to let you try a 58-yarder.
Right.
You can make it in that air.
Yeah.
Okay? Please don't kick it out of bounds because you don't want your nephew, LeRoy Butler, to have heartburn.
Yeah, for
Both
sure.
kickers in Chicago have had fluffs, but don't do it this week trying to be too jacked up.
All right, got it.
Yes.
All right, who do you want to thank before we head out of here?
Yeah, I really want to thank Totino's Chips. All year we've been talking about having. Did you ever get your chips yet?
Yes.
Oh, you did get them?
I did get them, yeah, but I could use some more.
So do you owe me an apology and Janet?
No,
you were freaking
we
out.
can talk about that later.
Okay, we'll leave that alone. Okay, of course I want to thank Pick and Save, and if you can at any Pick and Save or Metro Market, please round up. It really helps the families for at all of the food shelters and things of that nature. Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. That's a tough one for me. That helps them. And a plus, I also want, if you can just go to visitmilwaukee.org and find out all the great things we got in Milwaukee. And Charlie Barron's, he was at the game with me.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a 3 or 4 hour ride home. So we listened to his special. It was a new special on YouTube. So check it out. Just go to charliebarons.com. It's so funny.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks much for joining
thank
us.
the fans, too. I get so many compliments for you and me. People love the show, so thank you.
Good. And don't forget to check out X's and O's. We got some great plays lined up. All right. See you next week.